This episode is brought to you by Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never-frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto, which can help you lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks. Get started at factormeals.com/factor50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Weight loss with Factor Keto based on a randomized controlled clinical trial. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise.
Go further with the American Express Business Gold Card. Earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels when you book through AmexTravel.com. Whether your destination is a business conference or a client meeting, your purchases will help you earn more points for future trips. Experience more on your travels with Amex Business Gold. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Right, who do you think is more willing to date for potential men or women?
Women, straight up.
Nowadays it's women because in this generation, women are not trying to have no kids, no nothing, unless a man got everything to offer them.
Wait, they're not trying to have no kids.
Yeah, there's a lot of women right now that's denying kids.
They is?
I don't have no kids.
If they can't find a man that don't have the bread to help them with their bills and everything, to get their hair done and everything, they don't want them.
And this is in the real world, or are you talking about like this? All right, welcome back to another episode of Daily Wrap-Up Crew. No book of, I go by the name of Eli. Make sure y'all follow me on IG, The Real Y Eli. As always, we got Ace with us.
Yes, indeed. And what it do? Shout out to that boy, Jew. He want to be young in Miami because he eat booty too. You heard?
God, like, yeah. He gonna be upset at that. Like, yeah.
I hope so.
Anyway, man, we got some special guests in the building. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
How you doing? My name is Sage. You can follow me at Sage_DA_official. That's the only account I really have right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be passing the mic on to Vanity.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, my name is Vanity. My real name is Vanity Keys, and you can find me at The Real Vanity.
Okay.
Okay. Well, hello. My name is Kay Nicole. You spell that KAYNICHOLE. Okay. And you can find me at Kay Nicole, spelled the same way, 85. And all of my links are in my bio. So check it out.
Mm-hmm. Listen, this last guest that we got is an animator. He's a director, producer. And he's a multi-platinum cover artist, man. We got Kid Flash, man. Let them know where they can follow you.
Appreciate you. Yeah, it's your boy Kid Flash. You can find me everywhere at Kid Flash, KIDFLVSH. For me.
Mm-hmm. Listen, before we get into this first topic, hit that like button, notification bell, cop the merch, man. Dailyrapupcrew.co. Join the membership and listen to the oh yeah, I got the hoodie on my phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get the hoodie too. You know it's hoodie season. Yeah, I gotta get the hoodies.
That
man.
time.
Make sure y'all listen to the podcast audio every Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. Let me get to this first topic, right? Are men sacrificing their happiness in modern relationships? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, can you elaborate modern relationships?
Like currently in today's society, do you feel like more men are sacrificing their happiness within relationships?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
Well, a lot of men are focused on being with one woman as of right now. And when they get a relationship, they want to be dedicated to that relationship. So I honestly believe that men are in modern relationships because they're staying in relationships that probably might not be fit for them. But they're trying to stay because they basically have a responsibility.
Okay. That's fair. What's your thoughts?
Well, basically, some men, I think they sacrifice the modern relationship because, you know, some women, it's kind of like, to me, I think today's society, women are a little difficult. Not all women, but some of us are a little extra, a little needy, a little conniving, some vindictive. We could be a little handful, not all of us, but some of us a handful. And I feel like men take on a lot dealing with us women, with our emotions and stuff like that. So I think it's a big sacrifice with just dealing with us, period. Because a lot of our attitude and stuff like that, which I think we should adjust it. But, you know, it's a lot for you guys.
Yeah. Okay. What's your thoughts?
Actually, my answer is different. I'm saying no. I don't think that men are sacrificing too much in relationships because I don't think that too many people are actually entering in relationships. So that's my thing. I think that men are realizing certain things, that they require certain things, and that they have a certain value. And so they're saying to the women, yes, what do you bring to the table? What can you add to help build me as a king? So I don't think that men are really saying no. They're actually realizing their worth, realizing certain potentials they have, and saying, no, I should get what's deserving for me as a woman that I deserve. So yeah.
Okay, I like that. Flash, what's your thoughts on this?
I actually agree with her. I was actually going to say no myself because I feel like as a king myself, I know what I want. I'm a very high value man. I know what I deserve and what I bring to the table, and vice versa. I should know who I'm getting into, you know, a relationship with, especially if I plan to go long term. I'm supposed to know exactly who I'm with, not just what it looks like on the outside. You gotta get her in here first before you get anything else. You know what I'm saying? So I say no.
Ace.
I would agree with y'all, but I don't think that's a majority of relationships. I think, like you say, you're a high value man, but you gotta think about for the regular men that's out there. You know what I mean? They can't make the same demands that you making for their woman. You know what I mean? So I think since the beginning of the time, man has been sacrificing their happiness. It's always been happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? If you ask like an old dude in a long marriage, right? How y'all get to here? I'll shut up and do whatever she say. Like, you know what I mean? That's how it's always been. So I think, like, I mean, like you said, men are starting to realize it now because, you know, in spaces like this, we get to express ourselves and stuff like that. But I still think it's a struggle, you know what I mean, for the average man, for sure.
Damn, I gotta stop letting you go answer before me, man. Because this nigga take my answer, man. God damn, like, but yeah, I do agree. I think not all, but I think men have got accustomed to having to be that that provider and leader, and sometimes that comes with having to sacrifice your happiness or sacrifice your quality time, which is significant other with your kids. You know, we tell men that they have to go and be productive, and sometimes that can look like a man working 80, 90 hours a week because he feels like he has to provide for his family. Within that dynamic, he's missing the quality time with his kids. Like, you know what I mean? Now I don't get to see daddy like that. He comes home, he's tired. Like, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, sometimes men can be so focused on, you know, living up to these traditional gender norms that we do sacrifice the happiness because honestly, anytime a man expresses himself as far as his dissatisfaction in a relationship, we get hit with this nigga sassy. He not like our grandfathers. We not X, Y, and Z. So now men feel like, damn, I can't even express my unhappiness within a relationship because it's like, you know, nobody's gonna take me seriously. I'm not saying that's with every relationship or every man, but I think that's what we have been accustomed to. Like, you know, and like Keem said, the whole concept of happy wife, happy life. You know, when a woman is upset in a relationship, it's like a man, you know, it's something a man did wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Even when some women cheat, it's often looked at, well, you know, her needs wasn't being met in a relationship. We want to give men that same grace. So you get what I'm saying? So, you know, I think some men are sacrificing their happiness. But like you said, and Flash said, I think men are starting to realize that they have more value in a relationship outside of just, you know, being loved for the money that they have or what material possessions they could offer them, things of that nature. So now I think you're starting to hear more men be vocal about their happiness in a relationship. And then, you know, a lot of times we have women, men are sassy. They want flowers in a relationship. And I don't think no men ever say, yeah, I want flowers. I think men are saying that we want reciprocation. And that looks like, oh, well, he must want flowers. It's like, no, like if I'm doing for you, then I expect to be having something done for me in the same. And don't got to be flowers. Like, you know what I mean? But
what's wrong with a man having flowers? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
That.
But do y'all think that's the reason that there's less relationships now? Because now women are like, nah, they asking for too much.
I think that it's off kilter. I think that a lot of young women are disillusioned about what they think they should have based on social media, based on a lot of people. They're not even in that. People are looking at other people that they're not even in their tax bracket. So how are you going to compare somebody that you don't even know? You can't afford the same things they can afford, but you want that same feeling. And it's like, no, you would, if Tyrone is a broker, you're going to give him attention. But if Tyrone was the same person, but serving fries, you're not going to pay him. Why? He's the same person. And that's what we need to value more of, what is in a person than what they wear and what's on the outside. And right now people are disillusioned by what they see.
Yeah.
What she's saying, and I feel like because of the social media aspect of it, I feel like the standard for what a man should be and should provide for a relationship is so like brainwashed, and it's so like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like not realistic, you know what I mean? They want these men to come in with a house, a car, no kids, high income, dress a certain way, smell a certain way. Like, don't get me wrong, you can have your preference. Preference is one thing, but like when you try to take these illogical fairy tale preferences and turn it into like a person, you're kind of now like misleading your own self and living in a delusion that you're ultimately going to set yourself up for a failure or disappointment, because now you're expecting something that you can't really get from someone or anyone unless it's actually that type of person.
You can't even provide it for yourself. That's the main thing that I got.
It's two things. When we talk about being delusional, it's two things I associate with women when it comes to delusion that I see every day, right? A lot of women don't think that they're ugly, right? And a lot of women don't think that they're broke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they will associate everything. They understand what a broke man is, but they wouldn't use those same categories or like qualities and associate with themselves, and they wouldn't look at themselves like they broke. They just feel like they dating. I heard somebody say this online. They say, women don't feel like they broke. They just feel like they dating the wrong man. Like, and I'm just like, yo, that's a fact, because I know, I'm not saying all women, obviously, but I know women that are not financially well themselves, but they would never look in the mirror and call themselves broke. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo. And then the ugly thing is, it's like realistic. Like, you know, not everybody fits a certain beauty standard. And I get you could have confidence in yourself. I'm not saying you got to be ugly. Like, damn, I'm an ugly motherfucker. But at some point, everybody can't be a 10. I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody can't be a 10. Just like everybody can't be a boss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody thinks they're going to be a boss. What about the workers? Like, we need workers too. Like, you get what I'm saying? So not everybody can be bosses. And I feel like, you know, I think with women, sometimes they can be a little bit delusional when it comes to that. Like, there's some men like that. For the most part, men understand like where they fall within the looks category.
Nigga know when he ugly.
Yeah, like nigga know. Like,
I think some men give that woman confidence. Like,
you know, that's
men tell them, "Oh, you look good." You know, she look like a 4 or 3.
Yeah, that is fair. Men don't do that. Yeah, you're right. That's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, men do help it.
Yeah,
they boost it. But I'm also going to say is that there's a lot of we're trying to fix that narrative, but there's still a lot of competition against women, you know, amongst each other. So, you know, for you have to build your confidence up, because the next female is saying whatever. I'm sorry, I didn't point to you.
No.
I love you, but
you're my girl.
Yeah, of course. But you know, there's competition, you know, between females, and sometimes we have to do a little more rah to big ourselves up, because we're looking at the next female, which we really shouldn't. We should always be looking, you know, focusing on ourselves. Everybody should be focusing on themselves. But, you know, at the end of the day, a person wants to feel good. So they be like, oh, yes, I'm the hottest chick. I'm the baddest. And it's like, you all right.
You're the baddest in the room until the baddest in the room.
Girls.
Yeah.
I'm never that type of person to look at another female. I'm always bigging up a female. You check my Instagram, I'm always posting a female, shouting them out, giving them grace and love. So it depends on that female. Like, I ain't that type of person.
Is a lover.
I'm a lover.
But
Yes.
just like you said about how men do feed into the ego of women, women also feed into the ego of women. Because I ain't never heard a woman call another woman ugly either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all know, you know what I mean? So many
depends on the cloud.
First of all, you
unless they beefing, then now you.
But if you don't have anything nice to say, then you say nothing at all. So I'm not gonna give you a compliment. I'm just gonna be like, hi.
You done sat here and heard.
I'm not gonna give you a compliment. I'm just gonna say hi, nice to meet you. But if you actually have, girl, that back, those lashes are fierce. That hair, girl, you are doing the damn thing. But yeah, if it's not true, you just be silent.
Yeah, take notes, y'all.
Exactly. That's true. That's true.
You
can't hype everybody up.
I said
they're gonna be big-headed.
Yeah.
So
I said we done sat here and heard women like talking to their friends. You're like, girl, you were so pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you looking like,
I'm like, what? Where?
Like, okay.
Yeah, for sure confused. Let me get to this next topic, right? I see this one online all the time, and I'm glad that we have some women here to articulate this sentiment, right?
Okay.
So, why do women often think that men prefer hanging out with their friends, their guy friends, over spending time with their significant other?
Some of us women are catty. We like to be argumentative a lot, and we like to start with the man. He want peace, so I think that's why they choose to hang out with their friends more than their lady.
Yeah.
That's simplifying it.
I'm going to say because of the activities, okay? I'm a person that likes to do lovey-dovey stuff. So let's do a picnic in the park. Let's do these kinds of things. And sometimes you might not just want to do that. You might just want to kick it in the crib and just watch a game or play, Grand Theft Auto or something like that. And it's just like, that doesn't include me. That doesn't include me. Him hanging with the fellas doesn't include me. If I'm going to be in the background, then most likely, and I'm just going with the stereotype, serving chips. Hey, everybody wants some chips, Like, that's how I'm going to be.
But that includes you, though.
You know what?
Come on.
You
The
know
game
what?
is more focused. I get what you're saying.
So,
Okay.
Y'all be in tune with the
it's
game.
just like you don't get that close time and everything, because when you're boys it's just a different energy, and you can feel it, and you just feel left out. And as me, I'm a Taurus. I'm mad lovey-dovey with my man. So I want to be holding hands, I want to be there. And I can't be there if, because I don't believe that a female should be hanging with a bunch of fellas if he's with his boys. So, yeah.
Do you feel comfortability living in your own space, just being alone as far as
Definitely.
let's say he go out to hang with the fellas, are you gonna be texting his phone as he's out oh, come home, you out?
I ain't doing that. I let him rock out.
Nah,
Do
he can
you.
have his time, but I'm
It's
just saying, you're gonna miss him. It'd be like, yeah.
I'm a Taurus too, so
Okay.
I can say to my new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, hey, find a keto-friendly restaurant nearby and text it to Beth and Steve. And it does, without me lifting a finger. So I can get in more squats anywhere I can. 1, 2, 3.
Will that be cash or credit?
Credit. 4.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that does the heavy lifting so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Compatible with select apps. Requires Google Gemini account. Results may vary based on input. Check responses for accuracy.
Hit pause on whatever you're listening to and hit play on your next adventure. Stay 2 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Visit bestwestern.com for complete terms and conditions.
LeMay.
April.
Okay.
420.
He happy about that. He like, lit.
I got a valid excuse, you know what I mean? So what's your thoughts on this real quick?
So my thoughts on this is I agree, but I also disagree.
Okay.
Because I was raised with boys.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get to know all my cousins, female cousins. And as I got older, I got to understand a male's perspective more than a woman's. But then when I got into my teen years is when I started learning more about females as well. So to me, I'm always around a lot of men. And I'm an artist. So I have no choice to be around nothing but men because the industry is mostly with men.
Okay.
So honestly, there's nothing wrong with being around a whole bunch of men, and there's nothing wrong with being around a whole bunch of women. You have to trust your man and you have to trust your woman.
What about you? Exactly.
That's fair.
If there's no trust, there's no relationship. If there's no communication about what's going on in your lifestyle, there should be no reason why you have to do it together.
So do you think there's a jealousy aspect there? Because a lot of times when I do hear this conversation, men will equate a guy spending time with his guy friends as, oh, them niggas are secretly gay or some shit like that. You know what I mean? That's the sentiment that we always constantly hear.
Not
We just
good.
like,
That's
what?
not
Like,
good.
you know
That's
what I mean?
not good.
that's a female that got issues.
You know what it
that
is?
gotta be a female issue.
It's the fact that sometimes men are married and then you have single men. So sometimes when married men go chill out with their single men, the wives think that they're going to be out there looking and trying to breeze through the girls too as well. So they have to have the confidence in themselves.
The female, exactly, cause
Right. And the men have to be completely honest with the woman about their whereabouts and what they're doing. But at the same time, a woman has to understand that a man needs space.
exactly.
You can't be the lovey-dovey is all right. Don't get me wrong. I be all lovey-dovey. I was just all lovey-dovey with my nigga last night. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, my man, because he's a man. But I was with him last night. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm a tomboy. So if my man don't want me to hang out with his boys, you can have your space. when he wants to bring me around, I'm all out for it. What we doing? We playing basketball? What
Right,
we doing?
we
We rapping?
outside.
What we doing? We outside. You need to throw my hands. I gotta beat up real quick. You know what I'm saying? So
It depends on the female, so.
Flash, what's your thoughts on this?
I feel like as far as when it comes to that, I do feel like men do need a space. I feel like like you said, the lovey-dovey is definitely dope, but it's like it should be a balance. You know what I'm saying? If I'm spending majority of my week or weekends with you, 1 or 2 days to myself or with the guys should be okay. I don't feel like, especially like you said, communication. If there's proper communication and you got that trust level, it should never be no conversation or arguments about anything. Like as long as I'm saying, hey, Friday night, me and the bros going to going to not no place that's super disrespectful or like past your boundaries, I feel like it should be fun.
let me know when
agree.
you're coming home so I can have the food,
Yeah.
ready for you.
chill.
Your drawers and your shirt and your towel
Do your
ready, and I'm
thing.
right here waiting for you. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
There's certain ways to do things as a man, but I feel like guys also kind of think that we don't gotta say certain shit, so we don't, and then that kind of leads the woman to kind of. So we kind of do it to ourselves in a way, but at the end of the day, like you said, the trust should still be there. I don't even have to say something necessarily, not all the time, but certain times things happen. You know what I'm saying? I might be rushing to go link bro, or he came to scoop me, or I'm going to scoop him, so I'm rushing and shit. I ain't even think about it. And now a couple hours pass, and I'm like, oh shit, let me text babe.
Yeah.
And now she like, oh, you waited 4 hours to text me. So it's like, you got, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's where you got to have a level of understanding and like you said, that confidence to know, like, all right, even if this isn't how I wanted it to play out, like he ain't text me right away, I still know that my man or my woman or however the shoe fit, you feel me? I know that they're going to be in the place that they told me to, and they're going to alert me at a certain point. And I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? You don't even need the location. You don't need none of that. You can just tell me, and I'm going to believe you.
So what does it mean for you? What do you think it means when there are guys who are in a relationship and they do spend more times with their guy friends? Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe every other day they chilling or they on the game with them. You know, what does that signify to you of the dynamic with him, between him and his partner, that he is always spending time with his friends?
It could either be he don't really like her for real, and he just kind of like using that as an excuse to kind of get away from her because he doesn't know how to express that himself, or he just genuinely has a better connection with them than he does with her, and he should focus on building that connection with her so that way it can be that balance. Because now every time she comes to kind of take him away from that, he's gonna feel like she's nagging or she's like just being annoying when it's really just like, no, you're kind of like neglecting me. And as a man in a relationship, you gotta feed your woman and nurture her emotions.
Absolutely.
You gotta nurture the man too, but you have to nurture the man too.
It's balance. It gotta be a balance because it's so confusing why people don't be with that whole 50-50 thing. Now, I'm not talking about like bills and shit like that, but like 50-50 is a generalized thing. It's not just about, oh, you pay the bills and I do the whole, like it's
I'm gonna be honest with you. The audience right now, the women, once they heard 50-50, they didn't hear anything else after that. All they do is 50-50, and then they turned off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Here we go, talking about that 50-50 shit. He lost me.
I agree with the 50-50.
He lost me.
I don't understand why people are so against it. Like,
Me
why
too,
wouldn't you want to have half? Like I just don't get it. Why do you feel that you need to be poured into more than the other person? Like, y'all are both human. I just don't get it. That's a selfishness.
I don't mind.
Stay away from men and women that are like that.
Right.
I'm looking
I don't know how we flip the word partnership, and obviously in any partnership, business, financial, like it is always an equivalent exchange.
Absolutely.
But now when we talk about partnership, it's like we expect, and I get it, we understand how society was when women didn't have that luxury to be able to work and provide and things of that nature, contribute to the household, at least financially. But now women have that, y'all worked hard to gain those rights, whether to your detriment or not, like, you know what I mean? So, but y'all do have that right. And, when men are saying, listen, we want more of a partnership, y'all deserve it. Women are pushing back against it now. And it's like, I don't get it. Like, Ace, what's your thoughts on this? The whole women are upset that men are spending more times with their homeboys than them.
Yeah, I think this go back to what we were talking about earlier about men sacrificing their happiness. You know what I mean? Like, when you with your girl, I mean, you love your girl, whatever. You want to do the things that make her happy. But 9 times out of 10, they not making you happy. You're just doing it because she want to do it. Like, she want to watch Love and Hip Hop and all these reality shows.
Love Island.
Baddies or whatever.
And she did laughing her ass off. And you see that. You just like,
Crazy. But when you get with your friends, it's like these people are your friends because y'all have mutual interests. You know what I mean? So obviously, when y'all get together, it's gonna feel like it's an extension of yourself. Y'all watching basketball, y'all playing basketball, y'all playing games or whatever. Like y'all doing things that y'all both want to do. Like you're not gonna be with your friend and he doing something and he forced you to do it. Like I'm gonna see you later, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different dynamic. So I feel like that's why men would want to spend more time with their friends, but yeah, you do got to find the balance because you know what I mean. You don't want to take the effort away from your relationship. You know what I mean, put it into your friends. You got to find that balance for sure. Like Flash was saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's just about communicating and being able to trust your partner because we do. Sometimes in your relationship, your significant other does have that one friend that is a little bit more promiscuous and you don't want them to be around.
Oh, you had to get rid of them.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, that might be why your significant other don't want you to go out with your homeboys because maybe they have a reputation for being hoes. Like, you get what I'm saying? And, you know, so that's a trust issue. And just like you might have, you know, you don't want your girl to be with her promiscuous friends because they might, you know, convince her girl, fuck that nigga, just twerk on that nigga. Or, I don't know, something, right? So, you know, it's just like, you know, there's a trust level. You know, I was in a relationship one time and I had spent the whole day with her. Like, you know, we had a great day, quality time and everything. We came back to home or whatever. As soon as I turned on the Xbox, the noise, oh my God. It was like, I just spent all day with you. This is my time to just really unwind. Right. You know what I mean? Before I got to watch motherfucking Love Island and all these other shit that I don't want to watch. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what
and
you
she
had.
just attitude to the point. I'm like, I'm on the headset. Yo, bro, I'm going to talk to y'all later.
That's
like,
crazy.
You hear niggas in the background. Oh, this nigga on punishment and shit.
Right.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I'd be more into watching what the men be watching.
Yeah.
I don't even watch
because
TV.
a day is from the time the sun comes up to the time the sun comes down. That is a full day for a female. So you interrupting the day to hang out, you have to do that the next day, unfortunately.
Yeah, like, you know what I
woman
mean?
sees
So-
the whole day as a full
So I got the whole next day for myself.
Yes,
then.
the whole next day.
Oh, all right.
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah, exactly.
I let the guy rock out.
The moment you wake up the next morning, you gotta do the same shit again.
Yeah,
It's
crazy. Like, yo.
That's if you live with them. I mean, it's a different dynamic when you live with somebody and then, you know, if you don't, or if they're even states away. I've done long distance relationships. Yeah. So I'm a little bit different because I don't get to see my person all the time. So if I'm spending the day with you, bro.
On my whole day.
Yes. Focus on me all day.
That's
Focus on me all day.
Like,
You say you currently doing a long distance?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not in a relationship.
Oh.
So, you know.
What's the Instagram again? Like
K Nicole 85.
Hello. Go get it while you can.
I really don't like the narrative too of that these men must be gay or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it sounds like a projection, obviously, because I would say that some female friendships are way more significantly suspect than anything men have done. Like, y'all be doing some really questionable things. I'll be like, yo, you sure you don't want to eat her pussy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you sure y'all don't want to rub pussies together? Like, y'all be doing some really questionable things.
Yeah.
But but a man is never gonna look at a woman like, damn, y'all must be some lesbians. Y'all spending time all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not something the man as man.
You might be secretly open. She like girls a little bit.
That is true. Like, you know what I mean? Listen, before we get into this next topic, hit that like button, man. Subscribe if y'all not already subscribed. Comment in the comment down below, man. If y'all agree, disagree, what's your thoughts on this? Because I'm not gonna hold you. I'll be reading them comments. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it be 2,000 of them motherfuckers. I can't get through all 2,000.
You be reading 1,000.
I'll be seeing a large majority of them for sure.
1,999.
That might be a possibility. Like, next topic, right? Who do you think is more willing to date for potential, men or women?
Women.
That's women.
Women. Straight up.
Nowadays it's women because in this generation, women are not trying to have no kids, no nothing, unless a man got everything to offer them.
Wait, they're not trying to have no kids.
There's a lot of women right now that's denying kids.
They is?
I don't have no kids.
I'm one of
so
them.
If they
I'm
can't find a
have
man
kids,
that don't
yeah.
have
I'm one
the
of them.
bread to help them with their bills and everything, to get their hair done and everything, they don't want them.
Not
And this
all-
is in the real world, or
it
you talking about
depends.
like?
It depends on the situation.
It depends on the situation, right?
Because I don't have no kids, but I don't expect too much from a man. You just show me, who you are, be nice. I'm easy. I don't ask for your money, none of that.
Right.
So it depends on the woman.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but I do. Unfortunately, my values are strong in this area that I don't want to have any children outside of a marriage. So,
I mean, that's how it should be. You know what I mean? Like,
I
don't know where we got
I'm super old school with it. So that's why I'm waiting. So, King, if you out there, my babies are for you.
Okay,
as they should be.
Absolutely.
What's your thought? You still think women they date more for potential than men do?
It's like, it depends, because not me, but
You're right.
some women do, like what she was saying. But me, I'm simple. So like guys don't, not look at me. Maybe I'm not what they're looking for, but I don't really look for much. Just depends
But
on
what you
a guy,
describe
they
isn't
looking for.
potential, though. I mean, that's what they're doing right now. They have to be able to do it right now, is what you're saying, right?
For me, no.
No, I'm talking about
Like,
what you...
But for a lot of women that I know,
Yeah.
they're not looking for no man that either have kids, like how y'all was saying before, don't have a job, not going to attend to their needs. So they're not trying to have no kids. Right now, they're not trying to be in a relationship, no nothing. They're just trying to have fun, travel the world. And when they find that man, a successful man, then they're ready to have a kid and be with that person.
Yeah,
So
potential
that's
is
the
what
potential
you see.
Right.
Potential is what they could be. It's not what they are now.
Right.
So a lot of women do have a facade of what he could be, just like they feel like they can change a man, right? So it's about what I can potentially see instead of saying, what is he right now? Do I accept what this is right now? And, there can be certain nuances. I mean, a person should want to change and grow, but accepting them right now. But women are always caught up in the potential of what they could be, especially if they feel that they can have a wand and play in it, in their potential.
And it's wrong. It's wrong.
It's definitely
because
wrong.
I'm going to tell you right now, that rich man could be broke the next day.
Exactly.
And that broke man could be rich the next day.
I just think that people should just get to know each other and figure it out, because everybody got their own views on what should be what. And I just think it'd be women like me, I'd be cool. Like, what's going on? How people feeling that way? I think people should just date, get to know each other, figure it out.
Dating right now. People are super lazy.
Right.
I'm dating, I ain't gonna lie. But they always be wanting the girls with the BBLs, and that's outside more. So it's like, then they get mad when they get
You ain't say you had a man earlier?
Like, that's outside.
Wait, hold on.
You ain't say you had a man earlier?
I ain't got a man. What kind of man?
She said she's dating. She didn't say she had a man.
I'm just dating. You never know. I go out to eat.
No, I ain't talking about right now. I'm talking about earlier on the show.
And we introduced.
Yeah, I could
around
have
that
said
time. I thought I heard it too. But
You got to run the tape back.
Yeah, you got
I ain't single.
Run that back.
That nigga watching right now, like,
Okay.
fuck, I thought we was together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No. She said she wasn't dating nobody. Then
I know she said that. But I could have thought she said she had a
I'm not
man.
dating anybody at the moment.
All right, we're going to run the tape back. I'm going to send it to you.
Flash, man, what's your thoughts on this?
Definitely agree that women definitely look for more potential in a man, and I feel the reason why is like what all these ladies have just now said. Like they want the man that has it all already, and as far as potential, even if you don't got it right now, if he got emotion, if he got some kind of thing that could pop off tomorrow, that's what they want. That's what they looking. So some women would even like do some like sacrifice in their mind as far as like I'm a take this emotional stress or take this arguments or take all of this because I know that whatever he's doing for his career or whatever is going to potentially blow. So for example, if he's a rapper, he got a bunch of label meetings, he ain't signed yet, but he's in the door, he know these people, he's moving and shaking in the industry, but he ain't there yet. He's still pushing his Toyota Camry and he's still on the come up, but tomorrow he about to sign his deal. Some women would go through hell, arguments, putting this man through torture, trying to get what they want out of him because they know that when and then like even doing certain things like doing his dishes, laundry, the wifely duties, because they feel like when he blows and he get that check, that's coming right back to her in abundance. So they kind of do that, knowing that in their mind, like, all right, bet he about to level up, and I'm gonna come right with him if I stay down.
Right.
And if some people do that, stay down just for the come up, and then they don't even meet that because their needs be so, especially certain women, needs right now be so fucking massive. I'm trying to find a big ass word. Enormous. Enormous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta make up a word. You gotta make up a word, but that like the level of what they want now from this potential man is not worth it. So rather you just stay down till you get it yourself and then look for a man on your level, than just beat this man down with your needs and wants and everything like that, and then stay down, quote unquote, just to eat off of him. Because now, what if he get rich and leave your ass in the dirt? What you gonna do now? You just wasted 2-3 years building with this man, and then you didn't even get your fruits of your quote unquote labor, and now you tight.
Yeah.
So now what you gonna do? Slash his tires?
Choose us. They choose us.
They will.
We don't choose the man. The man chooses us. So it's
said
up
that.
to the man. So
No,
it's on y'all to pick who
I think
to be.
I think men choose who they want to be in a relationship with. Women choose who they give
exactly.
access
They
to
can
sex
choose
to.
exactly,
Yeah.
but the guys keep talking about the girls keep having these high expectations. So you got to pick the one for you. That's why you got to date.
Listen, a lot of women are disqualifying a lot of men. Like if you're not 6 feet, if you're not making 6 figures, so they choosing.
That's the type of women though. If you look
I don't
at
know
the
about
women,
that. I
look
like
at
me
the-
a tall man.
I'm
I like
on
me
a
a short
short,
man,
me
just not
too.
shorter
I
than
don't-
me. Like maybe like
They
1
picking the
inch,
wrong girl.
2
And I would
taller
say
than
it's
me.
the weak man that's complaining about it. Because why complain? Be like, bye-bye, move on.
Exactly.
It's the weak one. It's the one that's
It depends
hurt.
on what you're looking
and
for.
he wanted her. And now
think-
she won't go to Applebee's. So
I don't like that narrative. I don't like that narrative of his
what's
the
wrong
weak
with
man,
Applebee's?
like,
there's nothing wrong with Applebee's. I don't think there's nothing.
Food is
I
fine
saw
at
the
the end of the
list
day.
and I thought the list was retarded. I
Oh,
mean,
God.
you know.
They could have better. Applebee's got good food.
That 2 for $25 slapping.
I haven't had it in years.
That's
Ain't no wrong with it, little dude.
Like, oh, it's
I haven't
Tuesday.
had
Oh,
it.
I'm about to go to Applebee's. I'm hungry. I don't got to cook.
I haven't gone to Applebee's, but I
The
mean,
shrimp and chicken I
there's
had
nothing wrong
years
with it.
ago.
Oh, you can have all the shrimp.
Not y'all
Shrimp
dissecting
and
the menu.
chicken?
Yeah,
That was like
sizzling chicken and
2
shit.
years ago. I went there.
I think
I like the
you
shrimp.
know what's a good qualifier for, like, you know, obviously, you know, when we had these podcasts, a lot more people could see some of the rhetoric or the mindset from men or from women. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a good show that shows how bad the dating market is or how we don't focus on the right things in the dating market. If you ever watched Pop the Balloon or Find Love,
Oh
and
my
when
goodness,
you
that's
see
foolishness.
when you see them
like,
pop the
no
balloons
way.
on superficial things, or just like they pop the guys, he's not tall enough, and then you can see the guy clearly is taller than this woman,
Right.
but he's like, oh, I'm 6 foot. Oh, you don't look 6. It's like he's clearly taller than you, and you have heels on, but you
Right.
still felt the need to pop. It's like it's superficial
Right.
things that, you know, men and women be disqualifying each other for. Like, you didn't even let the niggas speak. I seen niggas pull out and they ain't even get to say their names and they already popping their balloons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
you don't even know the quality of man he is, if he's family oriented, how he treats women, how his
Right.
relationship with God and stuff like that. You just popped it based off of looks. You didn't even give him a chance. Like, you know what I mean? And men and women both do that. So, and I think, to go back to the original question, I do agree that women do date more for potential, but I think we also we overlook the potential that men see as well. When men do date for potential as well. You know, I was in a relationship and she's a great woman, but I seen potential with her that she didn't see in herself. And I kept thinking that she was going to meet that potential,
Right.
and she didn't. Like, you know, and I think a lot of men do go into relationships with women thinking they could meet this threshold or give them grace and feel like, okay, maybe she's going to, you know, grow into this threshold, and they never do. Like, you get what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think, you know, a lot of times we focus that narrative, oh, is it just women that you really date for potential? But men date for potential too. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying, oh, there's men out here using one for their money, because that's what they're going to try to, you know, equate it to. But I think, you know, men do see a quality woman and be like, you know what? She has potential to be a great wife or a great mother or X, Y, and Z, a great helpmate. And they don't fill those roles. And it's just like, yo, I keep giving this woman grace. I want to give her grace because I've developed so much. I built so much with this woman, but some people just are not capable of reaching that potential. And I think men, you know, we don't give men enough credit for dating for potential as well.
I honestly think that I thank you for sharing that. I think that it's not. I think that men probably aren't as vocal that they take it, but I think a woman takes it as an L. She feels like she's invested, so she's like, I was helped, and he didn't become shit. He didn't become nothing. And I mean, women are more vocal with that, I think, and I think that men just, like, you know, take a L and move on, where a female will actually internalize it, become bitter, and then move that. And
some women be breaking men down. Why would you guys want to speak if you constantly putting me down and bringing me down to speak of how I feel, like y'all was talking about earlier?
For sure.
I got a question though. Like, what do y'all feel is too much grace? Like, at what point is the cutoff point for grace? Like, if I see potential in you and I feel like you ain't meeting it, at what point do you cut it off at? Whether it's a man
I never cut it off for some reason. I'm always trying to ride through it. Like
I've done that, but I don't believe in struggle love
and they
no
leave
more.
me.
I don't believe in struggle
I
love
always
no
ride
more.
through it, so I can't.
You ride through the struggle.
I ride through the struggle.
It's loyal shit though.
I'm a rider.
That's a great question.
That is a good question.
I'm a rider, yo. I'm always riding until the wheels
Because
fall off.
nowadays, I feel like a lot of
No, no
women
more.
be kind of like they hold a man to a certain standard, and it's the same thing for men too. I'm not trying to just only get on y'all women. But, like, you feel me? Just to put it on that side of the table though, like women hold men to this certain standard or what they want, and if they can't meet that threshold in like a 6 month or some even shorter, they cut you off and on to the next one. But men, I feel like we do the same thing, but we give just a tad bit more grace because we like, all right, look, shorty might not be what I want right now, but I feel like if I could talk to her, if I could put her in a position to win or do this, she might change. And then we don't see that change. And then we keep going. But it's like, that's where my question is proposed. Like, where is the cutoff point? If you feel like there's one, or should you keep going if you feel like there's potential, or if you notice like a dead horse, but you're still trying to trek it down the trail, do you keep dragging
Well,
it?
I feel like men are natural, want to be problem solvers. So if they see that their woman is struggling in that avenue or whatever, they're trying to fix it. They're trying to find different ways.
Right.
So if this way didn't work, okay, let me try this way. If this, and I think once they've exhausted all their ways is when they're done. I think for a woman, it's more so, well, I'm going to speak for me because I'm not going to speak for other women. But for me, personally, it's if I'm catching you getting it. You know, you don't have to be doing, like, for instance, if I say, babe, I feel you need to go, you know, ask your boss, you know, you've been working there for mad long. Why don't you, you know, ask for a promotion? If I see you, you know, looking at different things and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, babe's getting it. But if you're like, no, I'm just happy in my spot and I'm just, then I know that you're complacent, and then, you know, then that's not the vision that we have or I have, and then that's going to move on. But if you actually, I'm sharing what I feel, and you were showing that you capturing those nuggets, you reading books and stuff like that, you practicing in the mirror, how you going to talk to your boss, like, yeah, you getting it, baby, you getting it, and I'm going to continue to rock with you for that.
Okay.
Well, I said practice in the mirror is crazy.
Maybe like Easter when she used to be rapping in the mirror.
So, question: when you talking about the cutoff date, right?
Yeah.
Are you talking about as in like relationship wise or getting to know a person?
It was more so in a relationship, because I feel like if you're in this getting to know somebody stage, I feel like there's still room for errors and mistakes, so you should still give grace. But unless it's like a certain level, that's what I'm saying. If it gets to a certain level, like, it just depends on the person. Like, if it's
Like
something that's in talk,
That's a level to you, a year or two. That's what
And talking?
Oh, and no talking? No. That's relationships. As far as talking, it should be at least like a good like trial period, like a 30, 60-day period.
Yeah, nah, I'm not with that one.
I haven't talked to people in a while.
Whether it's 30 or a year, I'm
respectfully, I feel like the cutoff day, if you're trying to like get to know somebody, should be at least probably like, honestly, the second, third day, because you should lay down everything that you want on the table.
That's true.
On the first 2 dates. So that way you make things even, you know, more better for the other person to decide if I want to deal with you. Okay, so say if you wanted to be with just one person, right? That person didn't want that.
Right.
What are you going to tell them?
If they didn't want that, then respectfully, I appreciate your time. I hope you find what you're looking for. I'll take myself somewhere else and find what I'm looking for. And if you want to be friends, we could. But if not, then I totally respect your decision and I'm going. But niggas can't take the rejection sometimes.
Right. So now, but it's not only niggas, it's
Men
also
too.
females too.
Females
Because
too,
you got
exactly.
times when a woman would just agree with a man, and the man would agree with a woman too, and say, I'm all about that. We can do this, and then when it gets serious, they want to change the whole thing because they feel like they can change the person.
Can't never change a man.
They bring their representative.
The man.
Yeah, you can't have a representative.
Except us.
I think that grace period too also does depend on age. You know, I think when you're younger, you don't value time as much as you did when you're older. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, now that I'm in my 30s, like I have like a limited range for like what I could tolerate. Like when I was younger, I felt like, you know what, I could give them that grace because I'm young. Like, you know, a couple of years ain't gonna really mean nothing to me. Like, you know what I mean? But when you older, like it's like, you kind of expedite it, and then the graces are less.
I think it's also an experience too. Like, I think I learned a lot in recent years. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't really change. Like,
True.
Like,
They're core.
You try to get them time to develop and mature, and when you come back and things is still the same, you realize like, damn, this shit, like they're
Do
trying
you
to
think that's a product
mask
of
it.
age?
Right.
Because I do
Hello.
hear that's why, when we have this conversation with men, and this
Yeah.
is why they, some men prefer younger women because they feel like they're much more moldable as
Yeah.
opposed to maybe somebody who's older who is stuck in their ways, man or woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you think that's an age thing?
I think it's a personality thing.
Mhm.
I don't think it's an age
Absolutely.
thing.
Yeah.
I think even at my age, I'm in my early 30s. I think that I'm willing to compromise and change if
You
it
said
makes
early,
sense.
You said early 30s?
Yeah, I'm in my early 30s.
You
Am
want,
I not?
You want to say like mid 30s? I ain't gonna put your business out there.
I mean, I was going to in your 20s. I'm just saying.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Business out there.
But you got something to say? But
your birthday coming up soon, but that's neither here nor there. Like that's
yeah. All right, cool. They can make me forget what I was about to say.
Well, you saying at your age, I think you was going towards more. You're still willing to change.
Right. I'm still willing to
compromise,
change. Know what I
right,
mean,
with the
but I've met people that they might be early 20s. You know what I mean? They just stuck. Like no matter what you tell them, is going in one end, out the other.
That's true.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, that's understandable.
It also probably has to do with the upbringing at home too, because a lot of people who don't got like the father in the household, or it's a imbalance in the home. I feel like that also corrupts the mind and the values of that person. It affects their personality, everything else.
Only child syndrome, all that shit, like all that shit. Yeah.
Okay. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Definitely.
I ain't gonna say nothing. Yo, let me get to this next topic.
You don't want to do this.
I don't. You're right. How important is it to be with someone who actively choose you rather than having a one-side pursuit? And I do want to get the flash on this because you did go viral for speaking on this topic. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this?
I feel like it's the most important thing before you even look at is they attractive, is like once you get past that little layer and you get to actually talking to this person and you get to know, all right, bet this is the things I like, this is the things I don't like. Now you can use your discernment, if you got good discernment, to now see, all right, do I see a future with this person? Do I feel like I can build with this person? Because after the building stage and the talking stage, you should already know in and out, I bet this woman is like this, and she's also not like this. So what I want from my woman is what she should be able to live up to. And if you're not one of those type of people who can build her to that, respectfully go and find and choose someone that you feel like you need that same energy from, because at the end of the day, who you choose at the end of the day is who you stick with. And if you do some cheating, left field shit, remember God watching. Remember that. But at the same time, you just don't even want to do that to yourself, because at the end of the day, this is your life. You're inviting this person's energy into your energy now. You are becoming one flesh. So if you are constantly with this person and y'all having sex and y'all all this, it's more than that. It's more than that. Y'all have to make sure that y'all compatible on all levels. And if those boxes ain't checked, if you're not putting the work in to check them, leave that person alone. Focus on your peace and do you until you find someone that's good for you. You know what I'm saying?
Making soul ties.
I agree with that.
So why do you think there is this narrative, like, that men are supposed to chase this woman, as opposed to it being, both sides reciprocating that energy? Like,
see, because men kind of already know what they want. Women are just kind of like, all right, I know all of these guys want me. Which one do I want? So we kind of already have our eyes set on that one girl. If we in a club and I see Shorty right down there, I'm gonna be like, that. I'm only focusing on her. Women now, when they go in the club, all hands on deck. Men could come from left, right, up, down, all directions. Yo, let me buy you a drink, ma. Yo, let me take your hand.
Even women nowadays, like, they got women, they got men and women trying to get at them. Like,
That's true.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? So they know they have options. So that's why they don't look for one. They have multiple. And they're like, all right, this guy right here, he could pay for this. He could take me here. I could come to with my emotions. He is the one I'm gonna lay up with at night because he got that, and they pick and choose through that, and it's such a toxic mentality to have, because now not only is you sharing your energy and your body sometimes with these different people, you're not focusing on the end goal. You're thinking about the present time, and people don't understand that your present, like what you do today, affects what you do in the future. Yesterday passed already. Fuck that shit, it's gone. Like you can never change that. So what you do today will determine what happens years from now. So if you make the wrong decision today, you only got yourself to blame at the end of it. So I feel like women and men have to really learn how to discern who is who based on what they saying, how they saying it, how they thinking, and just a lot of other little factors that I'm not really going to like add right now, but just in that category.
The vetting process.
Yeah, the vetting process, and then choose accordingly, because once you lay down and then you hear, I got that late text, I think I'm late text, like, you can't do nothing with that.
That's how you get
and
a decision at that point.
Yeah, I'm super against abortion. I'm not gonna lie. Like, do not do that. Like, if you have the balls to lay down and put it in, you gotta make sure you be able to take care of what's coming out. You know what I'm saying? So, respectfully, but to each his own. I don't. This is just me. You know what I mean? But what do you?
I agree. I don't got nothing to say. I honestly don't.
I'm all pro men. Like, I think y'all guys have feelings and emotions, and I just think that
thank you for acknowledging that. Actually,
absolutely,
that means a lot.
I think y'all feelings matter more than us, because we already showed y'all what we want, most of us, and I just think it's all about y'all right now. If that makes sense, we should like kind of bend a little bit more, be more compromising to you guys' needs and stuff. And sometimes some of us women need to shut up. I ain't gonna lie, like not like that, but like we need to just be more like peace, be their peace, be you guys.
I'm glad you said it, because if we would have said it, we hate our mom, we hate black women. Like,
I just think that.
But me personally, I think when it comes to this dating thing, for me, it's all about reciprocation, man. Like that's all I've been preaching. Like, I understand that the man is the hunter, he goes after what he wants, but once you come to that realization that you like me, which should be before the first date, like, why you give me your number and why are we going on this date if you don't like me in the first place? You know what I mean? But after we go out on a couple of dates, you know what I mean, it should be some sort of reciprocation. Like, you should be sending me a good morning text, you know what I mean? Like, how your day going? And that shouldn't always be me pursuing, you know what I mean?
How you doing?
Y'all work hard.
Yeah.
You know, a lot for us. So yeah.
Going back, I mean, in this day and age, I mean, I'm going to a scripture, but I still stand firmly by it. A man that finds a wife finds a good thing. So what he's looking for is he's trying to find a wife. He's trying to find his partner in life. So it's up to a woman, and it's horrible that some women are piecemealing a man, because it's like, that is never going to help you. You're trying to find your everything in one person. So it's like, your goal as a, and I actually did this on my other podcast, is that to be a helpmate. That is a woman's purpose, is to be a helpmate. So how are you going to best help your man? So you have to find that you guys are evenly yoked and basically have conversations. And if you're not having honest dialogue, then you're not going to be able to have anything. I don't think it's going to happen in 3 days. No. But I do think that an honest dialogue needs to be set, because people set their representative there. And it's like, you have to, because in this day and age, everybody is scared to be vulnerable. You know, people put like, oh, I'm being vulnerable on social media. Please, you practice this like 5-10 times before you actually turn the camera on. So it's like, being vulnerable is hard for people, and especially in our culture, it's hard for us to be vulnerable, men to be vulnerable, because of the backlash that they get from many of the women. And so it's about us both finding grace for each other and knowing what they want. And I think that that's for a person to really spend time with themselves. I don't think young people spend enough time with themselves. They're too busy at 16, 17 trying to learn your punani first before you learn someone else's dick. I'm just saying.
That's a valid. But I like the point you made about a lot of women will always say he finds a wife finds a good thing. The thing is, I don't think women understand the difference between a woman and a wife. Like, so they think the word wife just means a woman. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of women aren't wives, nor do they want to be wives. We have women communicate to themselves all the time. They don't want to be wives. Like, you know what I mean? So I think when you read that scripture, and women just associate that, they just replace the word wife with woman. Like, no, there is a difference. Like, you get what I'm saying? And not every woman is wife material. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And I think we don't truly understand that. Like, you know what I mean? So
for sure.
A lot of guys try to turn a hoe into a housewife. You gotta know, if you met her at Starlet's at 4 a.m, wearing the tightest dress you ever seen, that is not your wifey, gang. Throw her back into the oven, bro. Like, fish for something else. There's many fish.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of niggas do be doing that nowadays.
I get it, because it ties back to the social media thing that we were saying earlier. Like, guys just as much get brainwashed into, the version of a wife is a bad bitch. She gotta have a big booty, BBL type body, nice hair, all these things, and it's like, oh, that's actually what you're trying to run from. Now you're inviting this woman into your home. You're treating her like a wife. Now she's expecting wifey things. And now you over here like, damn, my pocket's empty because I just bought this bitch a $400 wig, $500 bag.
Still insecure.
And she's still like, oh, I'm not pretty enough. Take me to dinner so I can show off my prettiness. And this nigga's like, yo, sign the Uber. Let's go. That's right.
Yeah, validation is a hell of a drug, man.
Yeah.
Like,
It's scary out here, bro. I'm so glad I found wifey because if I was in the dating pool right now, bro, I'd be single forever.
Yeah.
I'm very envious of y'all that have found y'all a good thing, man.
Yeah.
Tough, to be honest with you.
I didn't even expect that to happen for me too, and I'm not going to dwell because I know we got another topic. But I met my wifey at a beach party, bro, down the shore type shit, and yeah, we met one time. At that thing in July, months passed, and he hit me up. I ain't hit her up. He was just like texting on the gram, whatever. And then next thing you know it, we just decided to link up, go to the movies, and she's been with me every day since that day, November 27th, 2022, all the way to now.
Oh, love it.
It's time to rewrite the vacation rules. With Royal Caribbean, your family can look forward to just about anything. Break the thrill barrier, roaring down the tallest water slide in North America. Jump into breathtaking jungles and jaw-dropping coves. Vibe off the charts on our private island Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And end the day knowing things are just getting started. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
I think I just won my taxes.
Yeah?
I just switched to H&R Block in about 1 minute. All I had to do was drag and drop last year's return into H&R Block, and bam, my information is automatically there.
So I don't have to go digging around for all my old papers to switch?
Nope.
Sounds like we just leveled up our tax game.
Switching to H&R Block is easy. Just drag and drop your last return. It's better with Block.
Invites coming.
Shout out to her, man. For sure.
She's the real one. And I found love in a hopeless place for real. Rihanna was in place. There was a bunch of drinking, whatlessness going on, and then she was just there beautifully, just perfect.
Standing out.
I said, she was like, I had to throw the glasses down. I was like, wait, I had to.
No, that's right.
Tell you shit. So.
Yeah, it said like the light beaming down on her specifically.
Thanks.
Yo, let me get to this next topic, right? Dating a woman who can't control her mouth when she's angry is the same as dating a man who can't control his hands when he's angry. True or false?
That's true.
I would agree.
I agree.
Because a woman's most vicious attribute is her mouth, and a man, his physicality. So
See, me, I kind of stand out on that one because I'm not argumentative. I'm more of understanding the situation in any situation, honestly. So if you come to me correct and you talk to me, there's no mouthing, no nothing. I've had friends that been in situations like that. Me per se, I've never been in a situation like that. So the men that I know that have put hands on women, the way they feel is if you can talk to me like a man, you can get
hit like a man.
Like a man.
Mm-hmm.
But my father also told me, if you hit a man, don't call me. But if that man hit you, you make sure you call my phone. So respectfully, if I hit a man or mouth off to a man, it's not right.
Yeah.
But you put your hands on a man first. You cannot expect not for a man to retaliate and hit you back.
Right.
A man never touched me before. So
Right. A man ain't never touched me before. That's what I'm saying. But I have friends that experienced it. But I've also taught my female friends, you got to learn how to talk to a man. So at the end of the day, if you're dealing with a boy and he can't reciprocate, like how you said, to anything that...
Just got to let it go.
You just got to let it go and go find a man that you can be able to shut your mouth. That know how to deal with you and put you in your place in the respectfully way.
Right.
You know, so...
Yeah.
Ace, what's your thought? You say you disagree with this.
Yeah, I disagree. I get that both of them are fueled by emotions, but I do think that putting your hands on somebody takes like a higher level of emotion, like man or woman. Like, and I think that because you are stronger, you should have more of discipline in when it comes to putting your hands on somebody. You know what I mean? So I can't say that's equal. I understand that women's tongue is like you always say like it cuts, and I mean, but women are supposed to be the more emotional person. So what I say is kind of her too. It's like if we both yelling back and forth, what we saying is that's equal. When you go to the next level and putting hands on, I can't agree with that one. Like, I think that's another level when you start
that's
putting
another
hands
level.
on
I
people.
never experienced a man touching me, but I understand us women, our mouth do get crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on the situation, like you saying. But I just think both of us should both dumb it down as far as not talk crazy, bring him down, call him a hoe or bitch, or disrespectful.
Should have guidelines,
bringing his ego
boundaries
down
within
and his manhood. And,
Yo, I've had women yelling and screaming the most crazy things at me. I'm just like,
you know,
just
crazy.
laughing.
That's what irritates me.
and that would send them the fuck off, bro. So you try to tell me I gotta put hands on you to get you to that point? Nah, I never put hands on you. Like,
I might laugh. That might be funny.
Yeah, I'm not really into that yelling. Like, I'm more of the like, if you're gonna yell, look, when you ready to go cool down, I'm over here. Because if you're yelling at me, it's gonna go on one ear and out the other.
And I
I'm
always
not listening to you.
I always tell people, like, even when you're on the street, when you're on the street, somebody could say whatever they want to you. Like, you could, if you're on the street and you yelling whatever you're yelling, I'll walk away. I'll still be fine. I won't even remember what you said. I mean, but the minute you touch me, now we got a problem. Like,
you know, it's crazy. Like, my pops and my grandfather told me this quote, and I keep it in the back of my mind. And it's words are wind. So it's as simple as that. Words is wind. Because if someone's yelling at you, arguing, saying the most craziest shit, I'm gonna let your hot breath make me tight to punch you or do something crazy. What, bro? Blow that stink shit over there. I will look at you in your face and be like, what? Like, I didn't care about nothing you said, because at the end of the day, as a man, you shouldn't even be thinking about putting your hands on a woman. That's for one. Regardless of what she's saying, if she's throwing shit, whatever. Restraint is not abuse. You can simply put her in a place without even physically touching her by just either removing yourself or asking her to leave. And even if she's one of those, oh, I ain't leaving, you gotta throw me out,
Then you gotta step away.
Mm.
You step out, you go take if you got one of them type of people, roll up your little sleeve, whatever I'm saying, go take a little walk around the block.
Up, like, yo, come pick me up.
Type shit, and then let her breeze out, let her do a thing, because any kind of damage she do to you, bro, there's rules and laws and shit that can get you that type of stuff replaced. Don't let nothing, oh, she broke my table. Nigga, I go to IKEA and get another one tomorrow. Relax.
Right.
Do not hit that woman. Do not put no hands on her. Even if you gotta shake her. No. Tell her, yo, either you calm down or I'm leaving, or you just like remove yourself or break up with her so you don't gotta go through the same shit again. Either than that. Like, just simple ways to handle big problems. You know what I'm saying? You can't let people's words and they wind affect you enough to make you provide an action. Because now you just doing yourself a disservice, and it's not helping nobody else in the relationship either. So it's just like you losing on both ends, gang. You gotta, like I said, discern is my favorite word now. Like, you gotta really discern what is going on and be very situationally aware to know, I bet this is the type of woman I'm with. She's acting like this. If I do one of these options, hit her, push her, whatever, I'm going to jail immediately. They're automatically taking her side. What do I do to get this person to calm down, get out of my presence, and give me peace? Ask yourself those questions, figure out that solution depending on your situation, and do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I think to me, I think abuse is abuse. You know, I think it's easier to identify physical abuse because it leaves a scar. Whatever
Verbal
the case
abuse is a thing.
But I think verbal abuse is, you know, just as detrimental, because, you know, that can lead to maybe a man committing suicide or whatever. Depression. Or maybe he might take his feelings out to somebody on the streets, and then, you know, that leads to something. So, you know, I think it's easier to identify physical abuse, but I think both of it is both detrimental, is both harmful. They both lack emotional intelligence. You know what I mean? So I think both abuse is abuse. So, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, whether it's verbal, mental, whatever the case is. So I put them all in the same category. Like I said, it's easier just to me identify physical, because
it can't
it's
be in
just,
the same category.
it's
You're not gonna go to jail for calling somebody a bitch or calling somebody a deadbeat.
No, but
somebody, you're going to jail.
But like I said, the verbal abuse can lead to him going outside and taking that out on somebody else. And that could lead him to go to jail. That could lead him to kill somebody else. That could lead him to jump off a motherfucking building because he feels less worthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that, like I said, we tend to disregard those. And I think that's why women feel like they can get away with the verbal much more, because, you know, they feel like, oh, nobody takes that seriously. But mental health is a real thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and especially because men don't speak up about their feelings. So if you gonna call me broke, deadbeat, ugly, all these type of things, that's going to sit with me and I'm not going to say nothing about it because the one person that I probably would express that to would be the person that's calling me that shit. So it's like...
Or that's the debate. That's what a lot of women want men to open up. And then when we are vulnerable, we get into an argument, you might use that against me. Now I feel like I'm never opening up again, and now I'm bottling all these emotions up, and then you don't know how I'm gonna be able to release these emotions. Like, you know what I mean? So I get what you. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. Like I'm just saying, like I can see on the other end how it can be just as harmful. Like
my mother always told me, if you let somebody control your emotions, they control you, man. So you can never get me out of my space. Like,
don't let
I'm
nobody.
gonna laugh at you forever.
It's not mentally strong though. At the same time,
that's true too. Man, you gotta do healing, man.
Right.
But that's why it's best to separate yourself because at that point now you could just forget. Even if you still remember what they said, you could now separate yourself to have a brief moment of peace to collect your thoughts. And even if you want to believe what that person is saying or not, at least you have the peace and time to kind of recollect yourself and your energy and then move accordingly from there. Some people still might make the wrong decision, but it's up to the person to be mentally, fortified enough to kind of like just, like do or don't with that information, you know what I'm saying? So it's just really up to the person. But I feel like removing yourself is the best option, if not the only option to
That's why
save
we
yourself.
need to learn how to control ourselves too.
That as well too. A lot of communication and
abusing them mentally.
Yeah, we
put hands on men too.
Yeah, it's just not right.
Especially if you know yourself. Like, you see yourself getting to a certain point, like that's part of emotional intelligence too. Like,
and you know what kills me is the woman that put their hands on the good men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you got real good men that wouldn't put a hand on a woman, but they'll take every power to just use you, abuse you in every way.
Trying to push your limits.
That's unfortunate.
And this is when we we hear a lot of women always say I need a man that can handle me. And then when we start going into the conversation, then it sounds like you damn near want this nigga to yoke you up to put you in your place. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, but then when we say, damn, you want a nigga to yoke you up, well, I don't want my little choke.
That's not good.
Right, and then when they yoke you up, it's a problem.
Man, it's a
You calling 911? Yeah, that's not good. That's
calling your cousins and your brothers to come
That's
yoke
toxic.
him up now.
Those women are toxic.
That's a fact.
Listen, let me get to this last topic before we get up out of here. These topics, they flow, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm paying for a little bit over an hour.
I'm like, what time is it? Like, I was having a good time.
How do you personally recognize signs of depression in yourself and in others? And what strategies have you found most effective to battling it?
It's deep.
That's very deep. I can damn, you on my nerves.
Well, my background, my background is marriage and family therapy. So, for depression for myself is when I do not enjoy the things that I used to, and that's basically a key in having depression is that you're not enjoying the activities that you once were, energy levels, appetite intake. So those are some of the things that you can tell for just a general person, and isolation. But for me, it's mainly when is isolation because I just want to watch TV, Netflix, and chill like all the time. And
damn, I might be depressed.
and not really wanting to be expressive and share what's going on in my life. So if a person asks me what's going on, I'd be like, everything's chill. And they'd be like, no, what's like, everything good, just, going to go too much into it because that's just going to bring up emotions of sadness and resentment and all that kind of stuff that's going to bring upon the depression. So you just don't want to talk about it.
I feel like it's more important to at least try to find say you got like 5 friends, but you can only trust 2 with your feelings. I would think it would be better for you to run to them, especially get out your own comfort zone. Well, not your comfort zone because you ain't comfortable, obviously. But get out from there, go to their house, chill with them for a little bit. If you got to take a little shot or something.
If that works for the person. But for me, this is when I want to handle and tackle things on my own. When I'm dealing with something, I don't want anybody to come into that space where I'm trying to figure it out, trying to heal, because during that state is when other things are going on,
So I completely understand with that too. So during my time with that, when I want to be alone, I'm either coloring. I feel like therapy would be a good thing. I just haven't found the one that's comfortable for me.
Okay.
But I did find the church that's comfortable for me.
That's awesome.
So, that's St. John's Paul, that's on Long Island.
Spiritual
So I
life,
just
okay.
became a member today. And so far, thank you. So far, my blessings, they've been being blessed.
Okay.
So,
That's what's up.
As for me, I am diagnosed with depression and post-traumatic stress and major depression. I deal with it every day. I don't drink or smoke, but I'm more creative. I'm an artist. I write. I find peace in nature. Like this, I don't know. I cope with it, and it's very difficult. I do see a therapist, and this is my first time speaking about it. But I do. People that know me closely know I see a therapist. I'm diagnosed with it. It's hard for me to like deal with it. Sometimes I face reality because some people use drugs and substance. I use nothing.
Yeah,
I am sober.
Every time we out,
But I fight it, and I keep going, and I just do the things and keep myself occupied and busy. That's how I battle it, and I don't know how I do it.
You know why?
I don't know how. Something is going on in my mind, but I see a therapist.
I appreciate you sharing that with us, man. I do want to say too, like, you know, sometimes I know when we go get diagnosed for depression, I think we do have to be careful with these diagnoses because, you know, they tend to try to, you know, want to put you on this medication.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And especially when it's people that don't look like us, you know, they're quick to just, you know, prescribe us some type of drug and keep us reliant and feel like we have to continue taking those drugs when there's other alternatives to help
my dad said the same thing.
You know, yeah.
He don't believe in that drug stuff. He said you can.
In the older generation, that's what they do.
The older generation don't believe
probably
in
told you
that.
drink some ginger ale or some shit.
Because it's a chemical imbalance, and you have to find
I recently learned about a thing called I think it's called epigenetics, and it's basically how trauma can be passed down through generations, like within your DNA, like, you know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of times when, you know, Black people talk about slavery and the trauma and affects how it still affects us, and people are like, oh, slavery was 200 years ago, and the people have studied, the scientists have actually studied that that's really a thing, like that trauma can be passed down through DNA, and which is why sometimes when, you know, we hear a door close and we alone, we hear the door close, and we look around, like, you know what I mean? That could be a form of how we, you know, we dealt with trauma in the past, like maybe that our ancestors, when they heard that noise, maybe they needed to be more defensive because when they wasn't defensive, something happened to them. So we not realizing like, damn, maybe that's why I do that shit. I'm not saying that's the case with everything, but you know, that is a thing of how, you know, we can pass down depression or trauma to the next generation and not even realize it.
When
you
a
know,
child's naturally anxious. It's like, but you gotta be anxious at 2 years old.
Yeah. and I think this is the first time within like human history where we've been able to like identify depression and stress. Like, you know, before we just dealt with this shit. Like, you know what I mean? There was really no resources or solutions. It was just like, nigga, get over it. That's life or whatever. Now we're in a point where, okay, maybe therapy could be a thing. Maybe you know, I was watching a documentary where they was talking about psilocybin and mushrooms and how that helps alleviate you know, PTSD and stuff like that with soldiers and stuff, and that could be, you know, something that scientists
promote some mushrooms. Huh?
No, you know,
I
looked
did
this
hear
shit
that
up.
before.
Nigga,
Somebody just mentioned it.
like, there's actually you know, laboratories that have studied psilocybin and effects on depression and stress and stuff like that. So, you know, there's, you know, we're getting more information out to help, you know, realize and tackle these types of depression and stress, because this life thing is difficult, like, you know, for everybody, like, you know what I mean? So,
no, it's crazy. Let me shout out my best friend, Life and Styles Akira. It's just so crazy. Yo, she got a vlog, you know what I mean? She going viral and stuff. Like, follow her. Like, it's very interesting to watch. She be going through
quick plug.
She going through she be going through depression and shit. But it's crazy because she's one of the people that you would never know it. Because when she's around, she's like the most bubbly personality in the room. Like, she just lighten up the room. And I never knew for years that she was going through depression. When she finally told me, I'm thinking back like, bro, you ain't never looked sad in your life. Like what are you talking about, bro?
The saddest ones are the biggest laughter, you know? Robbie Williams.
Because I was sad for years before, and I always had a smile on my face, and nobody knew anything that was going on at home.
That's so crazy, man. So it's like when I read the question, you said look for the signs. I'm like, damn, what signs do I look for? Like you really just gotta check in on people, like for real. Like even if they seem happy, like just make sure, like go in depth with your questions. Like it's crazy. So now like that she did tell me about it. When I call her, she'd be like, damn, it's like you knew I needed to talk to you today and shit like that. So I just want to shout out, man, and her fight.
Especially with Black men, like, you know what I mean? We don't, you know, sometimes we don't have those same outlets, you know what I mean? Which is why it's unfortunate, but you look at the suicide rates among Black men and it's some of the highest in the country, and it's really unfortunate, you know what I mean? And that's why it is always good to just really I know when we ask that question, yo, how you doing? And we always just give that, you know, that generic good, like, you know what I mean? I think we should, you know, we should dive a little bit deeper. Like maybe you just need to get some shit off your chest for a second. Like, you hear what I'm saying? You know, Flash, what's your thoughts on this, man?
As far as my personal depression, I actually don't know, because I am one of those people whose life is kind of it just happened different. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a young kid that started drawing at 10 years old, and luckily, and through the grace of God, I was able to start my career while I was in college at 18, 19 years old, and I was able to achieve a lot of successful things in that tenure from 19 to, I'm 26 right now. So I haven't had a lot of crazy life struggles. I don't have no crazy parental thing. Like both my parents is at home, married, fine, and I have a strong family. But I don't know what my own depression symptoms look like because I haven't really been through much things in my life to cause that. But I do notice that when I have art block, I feel like that might be one of my signs of depression because I feel like unmotivated. I don't know what to draw. I just don't want to do anything but just sit in my room and sit in silence. So I feel like that's a short form of depression that I just never looked at as depression because I figured like I just can't think.
Sometimes
right now.
it's hard to not be able to see your depression. It is because it also depends on what situation you're going through.
Yeah, and I like to go through situations by just like isolation and just kind of like being by myself with my thoughts and with God. And I've been on my spiritual journey for a few years now, but more recently, like in the last 2 to 3 years, I've been studying the Bible back to back to back. So when I need a good verse or a scripture or whatever, I just go to the Bible and kind of, you feel me, get myself in check. Yeah.
Somebody, my rev just ordered for me.
So you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's my go-to answer because if you read between the lines, the Bible got an answer for everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's my kind of solution for it to answer the question in its entirety. But all in all, if I'm to be honest, I actually don't know like what I'm depressed about or if I have depression or what stage or level I'm at. I couldn't tell you.
Women, you could be depressed and then out of nowhere
you just lit everything back to normal. Yeah.
Like, again,
I feel like
situation who you have around you sometimes.
Yeah.
You been to therapy though?
No, actually.
Oh, maybe.
And you know,
but
it's crazy.
He wouldn't really feel the need to go to therapy because he hasn't.
Yeah,
like he has been stressed.
Well, I mean, if you describe that to somebody who's professionally trained to, you know what I mean,
they might
look at it and they might,
they
might be able to digest it.
And the craziest thing is that you say therapy too is that a lot of people come to me for that therapeutic kind of response that they need. Like I've cured so many people's depression and they without me even knowing, and it's just me being a good person and having good morals and advice and positive energy. And
therapy too, because that's a lot of people's energies on you. That's
and someone told me one time, like he was like one of my old friends, who was a rapper. He literally was about to quit because he had a pop-up shop. No one came. He was dropping an album. No one streamed it. It was just like a flop, essentially.
Yeah.
And he was crying. That was the first time this nigga's the most gangster nigga I ever met.
Yeah.
And he started crying. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? So we started talking and he was just laying it all out to me. And I feel like that was my time to tell him, like, no, stop. You're thinking in the wrong direction because of what's happening. You're not
you're trying to compare yourself.
Yeah, you're trying to compare yourself what's happening around you. You got to understand what you dealt with. The cards you dealt with is what God gave you to play. Now you got to just shuffle your hand a little bit, play the right cards, and everything will fall in line. And I put it in perspective for him, through our long talk. And I was like, you know what? Come with me tomorrow. We went to Rolling Loud. The first time the Rolling Loud came to New York, I brought him because I got invited backstage and stuff like that. And when we got back there, he saw that everyone that was behind the scenes and considered the lit artists and shit like that, it's the same niggas we know and hanging with that been in these same parties we've been in. And it opened his mind, be like, and even other rappers that was on a higher level, like for example, we went up to Duke Deuce. He knew both of us. I'm like, this nigga's from Memphis. How the fuck he know about me and him? But because he seen my artwork through all these artists that I work with, and then me promoting his music, it kind of like led to that. So when these type of caliber of artists is knowing us and in these type of spaces and everybody showing us love, it gave him that perspective, like, yo, I could do this. I could make this. And then now right after that situation, he made a song with my brother Flip De Niro. Shout out Flip. Shit did 10 million streams and still streaming, going crazy. And now he's touring with Roy Woods. He's going crazy. So it's all about a matter of perspective. And I feel like that's what therapists do. They show you a perspective of what your life is and what it could be from where you are to what you need to do. And I feel like once you give people that type of perspective and change their outlook, it'll give them a sense of purpose now, a drive or something to really fix what they was feeling. And now you cure somebody's depression just by doing that.
A door was closed and you opened a window.
Because like they say, one door closed, another one go open. So it's like you can't never be mad at that door that closed, even if you really want to go through that door. Because you never know. That same new door might take you to that door on the other side. Doors have many different rooms.
One thing to say is A-okay to give advice, but if you know you cannot give it,
facts.
please don't give it.
Yeah.
Understand? Do not give the advice that you cannot do for yourself, because it makes no sense to give the other person advice and you're not following your own advice.
That's fair.
You gotta practice what you preach.
Right.
Yeah,
Especially,
definitely.
you know, and don't women, please don't go to other single women if you got a man and ask them about relationships.
Go to the married people.
Please.
Yeah.
Girl, leave that
definitely.
fuck that nigga.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I got a real friend. Shout out to my girl Erica. I got a real friend. She would tell you, girl, do not call my phone and ask me about no relationship. Because, girl, I'm single. If, you know, hit her up, Erica Smith.
I just put all y'all friends on.
yeah, now she a good woman, so I'm gonna put her
Respectfully
on.
though, respect.
You know what I'm saying? She good, so.
Yo, I appreciate this conversation, man. Again, let them know where they can follow you at before we get up out of here.
You can follow me at Sage, SAGE_DA_official. That's Sage _that_official.
The Real Vanity with 2 Y's.
K Nicole, that's KAYNICHOLE 85.
It's your boy Kid Flash, KIDFLVSH. We out.
Yo, Flash, you watch anime?
I do watch anime.
Naruto or Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Immediately.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Man.
Naruto can't even compare to that.
Dragon Ball Z.
Anyway,
we don't care about what you got to say.
That question wasn't for me, but I'm sorry. I told you. I'm with the homies too. I'm just saying.
Y'all had a show coming up, right?
Yeah, the Western Girls.
Western Girls, yeah.
Tell them where to watch it and everything. Like,
It's coming soon.
Yes, we are.
As of right now,
still
we don't know
filming.
what platform is going to be on yet, so we're
Saw
still filming.
you know when it's dropping?
No, we don't know when
We
it's
don't
dropping yet.
know.
Right now, we're working on the trailer.
Oh,
So soon the trailer will be out. We
Mhm.
don't know when the exact date will be, but we can keep you posted.
It's
And
gonna
then-
be
Follow
lit.
our- just follow our pages.
Yes.
You know, it'll be all over our
Corey.
pages.
I heard them
The
follow
whole
them and
team
keep
of
in
Western
touch. Know what I mean,
Girls.
support them.
We'll
I
have
appreciate y'all coming, man.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, if y'all didn't already, comment. You know, we had some pretty productive conversations. Y'all be like, these niggas don't be having no productive. Yes, we do. Y'all just don't be tuning the fuck in.
Yeah, exactly. Run this up, man. And all my Naruto fans, I mean, run that up too. Now.
And before y'all leave, speaking of cartoons, I got a cartoon, and season 2 is on the way, January 2025. Season 1 is out now on YouTube. Kid Flash Animation, check it out.
On YouTube?
Nice.
On YouTube, yes sir.
So after this, what we doing? We getting something to eat? Y'all cooking? I'm kind of hungry.
I didn't get that memo. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you cook now, I cook
Hilarious.
next week. You know.
Listen, we can figure something out.
Schedule it.